Hey everyone, WookieBuilds back with another Transformer video, and today I'm bringing you a Halloween-themed double feature. I'll be transforming two of the Autobot Monsterbots. This is Repugnus and Doublecross. As a kid I had Repugnus and my neighbor had Doublecross, so I was real familiar with these characters. They're originally a team. There's Grotesque, but I didn't have time to build him, but probably someday. In the meantime, these Monsterbots I think are great designs, kind of underrated, and they were a lot of fun to build. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I'll start with Repugnus here. Here he is in Autobot mode. Get a look at him from a few different angles. His big monster head is just hanging out back there, similar to the more recent Titans Returns toy. He's got this buddy of mine called a robot bra, but it looks great. He looks like kind of more of an anime style robot, and he's super posable, super sturdy, real articulated. The knees really kind of only go this direction. They're not the kind of all the way around flexible, but his ankles have a lot of give, his hips are wiggle, his hips have a lot of wiggle, and he's got these really big sturdy feet, so he's pretty stable and poses well, and I think he looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and set his little gun down here and jump into transforming him. I'm going to do the top on this guy first. It kind of makes everything else easier, I think. So we're going to, oops, that obviously is on a little Technic pin and just into a brick there, which lets it, be loose and fold or movable, and I think is maybe a little more secure than just a stud connection, but if you don't angle it right, it can't pop off. So anyway, that's what happened. Alright, anyway, we'll jump in. I'm going to take and fold out his little arms here, little monster arms, get his little clog on there. Thought about maybe hiding these claws better, but these ones are just so cool. I kind of had to go with them. Fold his little robot head down, and then this can all pivot up. His chest here, his shoulder piece. His robot arms attached to that, but then the monster arms are the same piece, which is a little different than how the either of the original toys worked, but it kind of worked for my build and gave him cool lines and stuff. So then we'll take and pop this all forward, pivot it aside there, and flip his monster arms up, and then we'll take these and just get them as flush as we can and angle this just a little bit here so that snugs right into that. Like that. Same thing over here. We're gonna just get that flush and pull this out and tilt it just a little bit and bring that up so that this here gets flush there, and you kind of, the arm actually looks like it's sort of, forearm looks like it should just be one piece almost, like it was built that way. This is a little, maybe you can tell it's sort of not designed to be that way or whatever, but I think it works really good, and it gets rid of a lot of extra kibble, and it makes his arms movable. They can, oh yeah, they're also, the arms are on that little ball with a bar, so you can actually slide them out a little bit, and that gives them a fairly good range of robot posability. And then here's this big gnarly monster head. A couple pieces I didn't have the right tiles for, but I had to get him out by Halloween because, come on, he's a big giant monster. Okay, we'll do the legs next. This is really inspired by how the G1 toy looks, maybe less than how it actually works, because in the G1 toy it actually slides up, but I captured the same style, I think. So it's this big chunky boot for his leg, and then with mine there are panels here and they open up, and this is all just going to literally spin around so that it's now covering the top of his hip. This can just snug back down, exposing his big monster feet, which you can twist around to give him these cool claws. And in the future, I'll get the right tiles to tile up some of these pieces that are off, but here he is. Here he is, coming to transform for you guys just in time for Halloween. Flip that around, and flip that down. Get his foot around here, and there he is. I'm really happy with him. Frequently, he's not perfect. There's some things that maybe are a little bit of a compromise. Then again, not really. His posture looks really good. maybe not quite like the Titans toy or the G1 toy looks, but it actually looks a lot like Repugnance in the Cyberverse toy, or Cyberverse cartoon, where he's kind of a little more cute, diminutive, buggy type guy than sort of a straight-on monster. At any rate, I love it. I'm happy with it, and he was a lot of fun to build, and I think he looks pretty good. So I will set him, I guess, off to the side. Get rid of the distraction. We'll bring on Doublecross, who is a really, really sweet design. I hypothesized that this guy's name should have been Crossfire, because he's got two, dragon arms that can shoot fire, and that, there was a product on the shelves in the 80s called Crossfire, and so they named him Doublecross instead. I don't know, maybe that's not right, but that's my headcanon. I love this design. The two dragon heads for hands is sweet. The little dragon heads move. They can open and close. Similar to Repugnance, he uses a lot of the same kind of leg elements and whatnot, so he's got these real big sturdy feet. He's pretty posable, pretty articulate. He's got these cool wings that can pop up. I'm not even sure which set these came from, except that I'm pretty sure it was probably a Batmobile. And then these guns back here are attached to his little dragon arms, and I did that because in the Titans Returns toy, they model him with the guns kind of popped up and shooting out like that, which I think looks really, really sweet. But these also detach. Just pop off. Maybe the guns are a little sloppy, I don't know. You have a couple options. You can, these will actually fit in the dragon hand so that he's holding it, which is pretty sweet. But, it incurs a little bit of a cost, which is that it breaks our slightly delicate dragon head, which looks too good to futz with. So I kind of just leave it on the shelf like this, where it's sort of like he's holding it. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let us transform him. Yeah, you can see the little arms right now. I have attached him to the wings because it just gets rid of clutter on his shoulders and whatnot, and they either, are tucked down behind him when he's inside and can't have his umbrella open, or when the wings are out and visible, which is really, really sweet looking, by the way. The black arms kind of just blend in, so you can either just have them blend in, or you could flip them down here and, it's more like a mechanical connection or whatever, but ultimately, I think even with just that little arm kibble there, he still looks really, really good. So let's go ahead and transform him. I'm going to take and pop his little head back here, and get his arms or wings out of the way for a moment. These are on that little click hinge connector thingy there, so they rotate at the shoulder, but then can also pivot up to make, a dragon torso. Spin that around so that this surface is on top. Position the little dragon wherever you want it. Same thing here. Sweet dragon heads. I'm really happy with how the dragon heads came out. They look really good, I think. Okay, this little chest flap will fold up just to sort of obfuscate his head's poking through. His head, I'm not maybe super satisfied with it. You can kind of just turn it around so that it just, isn't that noticeable really, which is okay. The other thing you could do is futz around with the panels on it a little bit so that the kind of narrower part of his face snugs in back there a little bit more. Ultimately, it's kind of just tucked out of the way, and you're kind of just relying on the view and the sweet dragons to distract from the extra little bit of kibble. The wings, I'm going to take and fold these down and twist them around so that the arm's exposed, and then maneuver this little arm like that. Same thing here. Just twist it, get it where it looks good. Fold the little arm down. If you just do a little bend right here, these get kind of real snug in those little grooves right there, and it almost looks like it was designed that way. And then that clears up for his legs. We're going to, this is a little bit kind of definitely the idea from Titans Returns, but I had to make it work a little differently to make everything fit with Lego and stuff. But I think it looks pretty good. So this is going to fold down, and that's going to fold down. And this is going to, little dragon tail will kind of pivot out of the way. And then this foot here is on one of those rounded plates, so the whole thing can go, which is pretty sweet. And we're using the kind of just fold over clamshell type of design from G1. And get his little tail over there, and then just position the dragon legs down such that they look good. Like that. Do the same thing over here. We'll take and fold this up. Kind of just get it going now. Kind of hug that out of the way for a moment. Fold that over. Flip the whole thing around. And then there's a little 3/4 brick in here, or 3/4 pin rather, so that these can snug together. And then if I were just to set him down right now, he would fall. So you kind of gotta like basically screw with it a little bit, twist the hips a little bit so that he's slightly off center, and then that kind of creates a little stoppage there so that he doesn't fall down. And then you can mess with his legs a little bit to get them under him. And that, my friends, is a sweet looking monster. And as predicted, you don't notice the little head kibble because there's a sweet two-headed dragon staring at you. I'll go ahead and throw Repugnance in here as well. You can see them side by side. I'm super happy with them. I think they're super sweet. If I were more prepared, I would have the little flame effect to show off that they were originally fire-breathing. They had a little sparkler gimmick. Anyway, happy Halloween. Hope you like Repugnance and Doublecross. They were super fun to build. Thanks for tuning in, as always, and I will be working on sweet Lego stuff. Happy Halloween, everyone.